First of all, what do you think about the new album? And,
Good.
are you real pleased with it?
Yeah. I saw the thing.
Now, what does the title mean? How'd you come up with the title?
The best of gone back in March.
But it wasn't dedicated to him anywhere.
Yeah, that is.
That's the dedication.
Yeah,
It's the
whole
title.
album cover everything. Even
Yeah,
the labels and
that's
the
what I thought. Yeah.
We didn't write it on there.
Yeah, I didn't think it was necessary. I didn't think it was necessary either. That's really cool. Okay, about the new LP. Why did you record it in the new studio rather than the last one? Compass Point?
Yeah, the producer.
But you had the same producer, Robert Lane.
Yeah.
Did he choose the studio? Where is Compass Point? Where is that? Nassau. He wanted you to go into Compass Point?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, on your first 4 albums, first 5 or 6 albums were Vanny Young production. Is that your older brother?
Yeah.
Why did he not produce like Highway to Hell?
Because he's done everything. He's done the live album. And when he's done the live album, he said himself, he said it'd be better if we done something new after that. We've gone that far. We've done everything with it.
Yeah. How did you hook up with Robert Lang?
Yeah.
Did he hook you up with Robert Lang? Or did you?
No, it's putting that in North America.
Huh?
We've done that was just a bit of hunting around.
Yeah. I mean, had you heard any of his other productions?
No.
Just.
Yes. We just met him for certain people. Wow.
Because once once how
Haven't seen it, then he just.
came and saw you live.
You don't even see this on TV. I see my
Okay, I also have some questions about.
Would you like to put this a bit nearer?
Yeah.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you go and sit down?
Yeah, I'll watch Okay. Okay. On the new LP, like Hell's Bells and Have a Drink on Me. Make sure this is rolling here.
Yeah.
Okay. It's in the same vein as Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be, and it's like a recurrent theme within your music of booze and hell. Okay. I was wondering is that a given for your music? Is it something you look for, or was that a reflection, for example, like of did Bon Scott do all the lyrics in your old the previous albums, or did you all work them out together?
A bit of a combination, really. We would, we always, like Malcolm and myself, we always threw around ideas, bond to, we always seemed to work on things together. But we always gave bond when we would get music and titles, and it was always the same sort of thing. It was always 3 of us working, the same as it is now with Brian. It was 3 people working together.
Does you work from, say, he comes to you with lyrics?
Title, it's a lot of titles.
Music and
Good title or a good idea.
You go from a title?
Yeah, spark or a good riff. Anything that sparks it off,
Yes.
There's also a lot of writing and there's also a lot of rewriting,
Yeah.
We also, we just don't go for anything.
Do you do most of your writing on the road? Like now, are you writing songs for your next album now? Or are you to that point yet?
Well, if
Or are you
we
just
get
still working
ideas,
out this one?
yeah, well, at the moment we're promoting this, but we always putting down ideas on tapes and then keep them till the end of the, when we stop working, we're off the road and got a bit of free head and then sit down and write again.
Who are your guitar influences?
Guitar influence. It's hard.
I mean, who did you listen to when you were learning to play guitar? First of all, when did you start playing guitar?
10.
You were 10. Acoustic or electric?
Mainly electric.
Your first guitar was electric guitar? What got you playing?
I didn't have an amp though. I just used
No,
to
yeah.
play.
You don't even have to play. Practice. What was it that got you playing?
And I saw a lot of rubbish around, huh?
Yeah.
And I thought I could do better. And I used to always get
When did you form your first band? Was it you and Malcolm together?
in high school and things like that.
High school.
Playing with kids from
Doing the
there.
pub circuit.
Yeah, a few little things.
Your first two LPs in Australia, TNT and High Voltage. Now were they distributed like? Who'd you hook up with? What company was that with? It was before we.
That was
right?
at Albert's.
Albert's Records.
Yeah. We're still signed to them. Yeah.
Under their production.
Yeah, with their production and their it was their record company actually, and they done a deal with Atlantic. It came from there.
Who approached you? I mean, were you on the circuit and Albert, who is Albert? Who is that? What's his first name?
Ted Albert.
Ted Albert.
He's
He
the head.
approached you. Well, he'd gotten you. He'd heard about you from your days in the pub circuit.
Well, mainly.
Does that mean I'm not?
The Albert production thing is mainly George Young, Harry Vander.
Yeah.
And they work for Ted, and it's like the three of them, And, Ted's like the commercial lead, and the three of them work together. But I mean, Ted's he's like the man in the office, takes care of the business.
Okay.
And the other, Harry and George are the creative people.
Did your brother take you guys to him?
Yeah.
And say do something with AC/DC?
Yeah, no, not really. He just used to get us in and we play tracks. We play session tracks on a few of these things and things.
I want to report.
And,
Get on my desk in the morning.
and it was like a thing between Malcolm and ourselves, Said, all right, let's get together a shit-eyed band. Because that was what the world needed. There was nothing playing good rock music at the time. I mean, it was all Linda Ronstadt and James
It still
Taylor.
is.
I know it still is, but I mean, they've all disappeared gradually, but surely. I mean, you don't hear of them now.
course.
They're all running off with governors and things.
But you still gave us Olivia Newton-John.
Well, he never gave it that, man. Don't blame me for that. It's got nothing to
No,
do-
not you. No, but Australia.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've been good for a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, the Bee Gees. Who came up with the name? Did you pick the name?
Sister. My
Your
sister.
sister? Just because it's electricity?
Yeah, that was...
Just at the start.
Now, I read like in your, I couldn't even get a bio from Wheel. Okay, this is one reason. I'm probably your biggest fan in this area. Okay, so this is a labor of love for me. Okay, because of the fact that you have gone platinum with virtually no press. This to me is totally amazing, especially in this day and age. Okay, the power of the media. You've completely circumvented the media, and you basically, to use a cliche, you let your music speak for yourself. Speak for itself. But there's got, any press I've read on AC/DC has been like the snickering kind. I mean, doesn't it? I mean, how do you feel about getting absolutely zero press coverage in Cream or Rolling Stone?
Yeah. It never worried me. I don't buy them.
Yeah.
I'm sure our biggest percent of the kids who come to our show don't buy them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can read about it, you can talk about it, but I mean, the thing is doing it. It's not. It's how do you write? I mean, how can you put in words or talking? Yeah, how can you put in it?
But at the same time, press, especially nowadays, is important in terms of
Yeah, I mean,
expanding your audience, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you interested in that?
I'm not. It never bothered me. It never affected me. Because I mean, any
Well,
press.
let's get back to what you said before about wanting to create that excitement, and there was so much boring music around.
It was.
And it's still, as far as I'm concerned, it's still the same situation now. I mean, to me, if I had a band that was as exciting as AC/DC, okay, it would bother me that, for example, if Cream magazine would give you any coverage. I've never seen an article in Cream or Rolling Stone about this. As hot as your show is, and as many records as you've sold, but it really doesn't bother you.
Yeah, because I mean, those magazines, they're always out for anything that's cool.
I'm removed from this. That's like I said. I don't know
We've never been.
I called.
We've never been a cool band.
Yeah.
A lot of people would always come along and say, I mean, I've met people from Rolling Stone, and I mean, I told them to fuck off just to show me what they do. Because the thing is, I've met people from Cream, man, and all of them, they all wank.
Yeah.
You know, it's all this.
Yeah.
They're looking for someone who says, I write songs standing in a shower, upside down, fucking.
Yeah.
That's how I get creative, you know. They believe Bob Dylan when he said he fucking wrote songs fucking while he was having a lay or whatever. You know, they just looking for something else that ain't there. They look for bullshit. And when you tell them no, I mean, you sit down and write a song when you feel like it.
Have you had many press people come in to see it? I mean, come in to try to talk to you? Or?
Yeah. But I mean, they never helped us then.
Yeah,
I mean, they could have helped us too.
You don't need them now.
Yeah, they could have helped us then, but they never did.
Yeah.
So I mean, I never bother with them. You know?
I can see your point.
What does that represent? You told me.
My big gig is walking out on the stage and the audience.
You can put them in your nose holes like
That's what you want. I mean, I couldn't care less what the person.
for a happy one who needs to.
Because they, I mean,
No, that's a wishbone.
it's like if you can,
No, it's not Chris, the pig's nose. It's
if you
the
please
pig's
the
nose.
majority,
Have a wish, you know.
you know, and that's what your aim is. You want to please as many people as you can. I mean, obviously there's going to be one out there going,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then usually you find that's the person from Rolling Stone or Cream.
Yeah.
You know, because they
Well, now, okay, now, in terms of,
This one
okay,
here is my favorite.
Yeah, but
it looks like
that
now,
one you can do.
now I don't consider you guys
That one
heavy
you
metal,
can do
okay?
yeah, well, no, the way
You're not, but you are lumped into that category by a lot of people. Okay? Now that heavy metal is making a resurgence, okay? And it's the new thing, you know, all the new wavers are now going heavy metal.
Yeah, but they used to call us New Wave too. They used to call us
See, I
before.
consider you guys new wave,
Got a little pin
personally.
through it. Just a little
I mean, you're like looking at the Dirty Deeds album, okay? The inside sleeve, you know, the tie and the high energy and the, you know, the schoolboy image.
That was all, yeah, but I mean, that album was made in what, 70, beginning of 75. I mean, that
That's what
album
I'm
was
saying.
fun.
And then the pictures on the inside sleeve, with Vaughn had on like the, you know, the punk look, okay? And it's like,
I mean, that was
they've ignored
before.
that. That's what I'm saying. It was before the punk movement. And as far as I'm concerned, you're the archetype of punk new wave band because of the high energy. The only difference is, you know, I mean, is that you guys know how to play, great, you know, rather than minimal bands, you know, that get away with murder. Yeah, new wave. And now, it's just, you know, it's
We believe in
funny.
rock. We just believe in rock. You rock them.
Are you guys into record collecting at all? What kind of stuff do you listen to when you're not working?
It's hard, I mean. People all listen to different things. You know? I
What do you
mean,
listen to?
I like Mitch Lennon with a good feel.
Well, any groups in particular?
Louis Armstrong.
Seriously?
Yeah, I got some. Oh, my sister's got some old Louis Armstrong. They all wail to me, you know. Clarinet and the saxophone wails. You know?
Yeah.
Sounds like someone's weeping in the corner. That rocks. You know?
Yeah.
Especially that old swing music, you know, Dixieland.
How much do you practice?
Out of that, I mean, they're up there.
But when I feel like doing it, I'll do it, you know. I'll never pick up a guitar just for the sake of picking it up and, you know, I've got to play this.
Do my hour.
Yeah, I'm not going to I will never do it. You know. I'd rather play it, you know, when I feel like. Mostly late at night, if anything.
Do you have any hobbies other than music? I mean, that's certainly not a hobby. You know, what do you do to relax?
That must be just a code.
Sleep.
Okay.
That must be just a code for your...
Get back to the the health theme.
Yeah.
It's certainly a recurrent theme in your music. Is there anything particular about that that?
I mean, Highway to Hell, that meant...
But even
was just
before
a-
that,
that was
hell ain't a
describing
bad place to be, and
Well, that was true.
I'm just saying it's a
No,
recurrent
that was
theme.
just someone saying, that was just a line that Bond came up with saying that because I mean, for what he was, he used to get condemned a lot, especially by press people.
He's got what?
Condemned a lot for his lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because you'd find him in mostly any bar and always drunk and,
Was he always like that, even when he hooked up with you?
No.
Was that true? Like he hooked up with you as your chauffeur? That's what it said in one of those stories I read. Is that true?
He drove, but I mean, he used to sing in bands before that.
Yes, right. He was an R&B drummer, and
He was drummer, everything. But I mean, he was,
So did he-
was helping us out one night driving around, and we knew he could sing.
Yeah.
Because we'd heard him.
who was doing the vocals at that point?
We had some guy who was
You had another lead singer. At that, I mean, before you had Bond, was it just you and Malcolm?
was before Bond. There was me, Malcolm, and we a number of different drummers and bass players.
Yeah.
Different ones.
And I noticed that the first two albums had Mark Evans on bass.
Yeah, he was on.
How come he left?
Well, his was mainly he liked home a lot. So we were always touring, so it was too much for him.
He wanted his own time.
Yeah, well, he preferred to be at home. It was just becoming too much for him.
So getting back to Bond.
But Bond, no, before Bond, no, that just
I mean, Bond is obviously intricately tied in with AC/DC forever. Okay, no matter that he's dead. Okay, and 90% of the material, 80% of the material he did tonight, he was where he either wrote the lyrics or
yeah, he was well involved. Yeah.
And what's it like being on stage without him? Because to me, Bon Scott was probably the best singer to come out of the 70s, and certainly the most neglected.
That was it, yeah.
And
He,
even in death, he. I was heartbroken when he died.
yeah, we all were.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. What's it like for you up there now? Without him?
Man, I've always been alone. I mean, I never look at anyone. Even in them days, I always just concentrate on what I was doing. I never knew what was going on. I still don't now. I still get out and I know the music, but I'm just conscious of what I'm doing, and what I'm listening to from the band and the thing. I mean, I know when people are out. I know when Brian and I, the only time, at the beginning, it was very strange.
Mm-hmm. What was your first job with Brian?
Well, that was in Belgium. The first thing we done to warm up. And it was great because the kids were there.
The concerts over there are much smaller than here. How many people was that?
First couple, 4,000. Just warm up. Probably so. But
so how did you come to hire Brian?
Well, we got the word through different people. Kids actually heard a record of him when he was in Geordie.
I heard the 45.
Yeah. And they were ringing up the office in New York and said, Brian.
Yeah.
Got a great voice, very powerful. And Bon liked Brian. Bon was in a band years ago.
He
knew Brian. He toured supporting Brian in a band through England. Bon was in a band that toured supporting Brian, and Bon said he was a great singer. So
when was this?
That was in.
When did Bon say this?
That must have been in 70, 72, or 71, around then.
Oh.
A long time.
Well, how long were you with Bon?
We were with Bon from 74.
And Bon knew Brian from 71?
Yeah, he met while he was touring England. Yeah. And Bon didn't have a very high opinion of a lot of singers.
No.
In fact, he hated most of them.
Yeah.
And he said Brian was one of the few.
Bon had
who had a great voice.
Bon had such a phenomenal voice and range. Yeah. That's why, to me, this is, like I said, a labor of love for me, because I want to see AC/DC get some positive press. Maybe you don't care, okay, but I would like to. First of all, I know that your fans would be dying for some information about that, okay? Because you've got the fans. And for them not to have any, or to get only bad press, really lack of press. I just wanted, to do an interview with to get the word out from AC/DC. When Bon died, that was after a tour.
That was the beginning in February.
Where were you when you said that?
Where was I?
Were you with him? You weren't with him.
Nah. Last time I saw Bon was at my wedding, because I just married.
Congratulations.
And that was that was a week before.
He came to your wedding?
Yeah, that was the last
in Australia?
No, that was in England. And that was the last of him. We just finished touring France, and we'd just been to Spain.
What was his frame of mind? I mean, was he depressed?
He was very happy.
He was very happy?
He was very happy because he had a bit of free time. Because me and Malcolm were starting to work, writing new songs for the new album.
Do you have any unreleased tapes with him?
There's songs, sure, there's songs with his voice on it, but I mean, there's even live stuff. But I mean, we wouldn't release it.
See, I always thought, for example, I'd rather you didn't, because that one album that you did in the studio, that was promotional only.
That was
an excellent album
for radio.
But it's an excellent album. It's excellent quality, and it gives you the feeling of AC/DC in a small club for 50 people. That's why I like it.
50 people.
Yeah, it was. You can tell from the audience response.
Yeah, it was just a party.
Yeah, that's what was cool about it, because it was what you'd be like in a small club.
Well, we started in small clubs.
You ever go back to playing small clubs?
I don't know, it's hard to say,
No, once in a while, do you ever do that?
We used to in England, we used to go in every now and again, but it stopped up because the clubs we like playing are all shut down. So, there used to be good ones. There used to be a little place in Huddersfield. It was really good, held about 100 people. But it rocked. You could stick guitars in the roof. Falling out of there at 6 in the morning. It's just big parties.
Okay, how do you feel about Let There Be Rock being a 598 LP?
I don't know. I've never.
Did you know that?
I don't even know how much the new one sold for, to be honest.
898. No, they put the Let There Be Rock. We came out with a 598 line.
Yeah.
Budget LPs, and Let There Be Rock's on there. I was kind of disheartened to find that. I was kind of surprised at the same time.
Well, that's them. They're trying to make a buck, not me.
Yeah.
But they still have to pay me the same royalty. I'm not fair enough.
How the Easy Beats fit in with AC/DC?
My brother was in the Easy Beats, George Young. Him and Harry Vander. He produced this,
That's right.
Another band was probably underrated.
New Cream, they mentioned that Stevie Wright is supposed to be in the singer. Did you see that mentioned?
Yeah, I know. I didn't see it, but I mean, a lot of people were saying this and that was all.
Was that just a rumor?
That was just a rumor.
There's also rumors.
I heard everyone from Ozzy Osbourne to Dean Gillis.
I heard a rumor that you were getting ready to kick Bon Scott out of the group, and that absolutely false. So you're getting back. Okay, the last time you saw Bon was a week before your wedding. He was really
We just
happy.
finished touring. I mean, we just toured through Europe. Our tour was ending up. We'd done a few shows around Europe, you know, and especially when everyone was going well, so he was happy. I mean, he was in good spirits.
So what happened?
The thing was, I don't know. To this day, I still don't know exactly what happened. But the story I heard that he went to a club, a few people.
Did he live in England? Or not?
Yeah, and he'd been there all night. The last person he was with was a tour manager. He rang up a tour manager, and that was about 12 o'clock at night. And then he said, I'm just going to go to sleep. And then
You were screwed up?
no. He was very calm as a person. You know,
No, I mean at that point.
No. He was not. And he just went out and got drunk. And if only, the thing was he got so drunk, because he used to do it a lot too, if he got went out. He'd always have a few drinks. But I mean, he always sort of slept it off and that was it. Yeah. But he went out, had a drink, and came back. And
It takes a lot to drink to kill yourself, though.
the drink didn't kill him. The coroner said this is what could happen to anyone in the world. It's what happened to Jimi Hendrix.
Elvis, sort of happened to Elvis.
Well, what happened was the position he was in the car, where he
With
fell
Jimmy.
asleep.
Oh yeah, with Jimi Hendrix.
Well, that's what happened. The position he was in the car, he fell asleep, and he couldn't move,
So he choked on his own vomit.
choked on the vomit. And that was it. There was nothing.
It wasn't that he just drank so much.
No, because I mean, I see him drink bottle after bottle of bourbon and still be there.
Was he all by himself when that happened?
And when the coroner examined, he said his liver, everything, the man was very healthy.
Yeah.
And plus, I mean, he wasn't an alcoholic.
Milk and cookies.
An alcoholic needs to drink. He didn't need to drink. Sometimes he'd stay off it for months. I seen him without a drink 6 months. Yeah.
So it wasn't a matter of him trying to live his image.
No, he never bothered about it. That he was always like that. He was one of those people when he went out, he just liked having a good time.
Yeah.
That was the end of it. You never heard of a, you know, it was very rare you'd hear a Bon in trouble over drinking or anything. I mean, he was always locked up. But I mean,
Locked up?
Yeah, he'd go to hell or something like that. But I mean, he was never. I'd never been anywhere and known him to start trouble.
He just liked to have a good time. Now, you still live in Australia?
No.
Where do you live?
At the moment, I'm living in the world. Planet Earth. Just doing that much traveling, you know.
You don't really have a place?
No, I just float. As soon as you have a place, you have to move in. There's no use owning someplace there or there or there, and I'm not going to never be there.
What's your name? Ellen.
Pretty hard for Americans.
How we doing? Okay. You almost done? Yeah.
Right, okay. You got it.
What's the 45 going to be? You know that?
What's that?
You know what the 45 is going to be?
I don't know.
I've never been able to get that from here.
I think they just usually pick to see what gets played or whatever. Your guess is as good as mine.
I've always been a huge
Yeah, there's tons of questions I'd love to ask you some more of. But I think that about covers it. Thanks a lot for your time. It was a great show.
Magic.
It's a dream country for me to talk to you.
Yeah, the Crosby, Stills people, they're nice to listen to.
Well, you can get drunk now.
Of course not, but you guys.